Welcome to the Intel Network Builders Technology V-Summit series. Time now for our session on the Intel Trilogy Rural Cloud Initiative, spearheading the digital transformation of rural America, part of the Network at the Edge V-Summit. Trilogy Networks has a mission to provide 1.5 million square miles of distributed cloud support and applications across rural America, creating an ecosystem, the Rural Cloud Initiative, to deploy a solution that embraces Intel's OpenNESS strategy. To tell us more, I would like to welcome Nancy Shemwell, COO at Trilogy Networks, Venky Swaminathan, CTO at Trilogy Networks, and Prakash Kartha, Segment Director, Edge Services at the Network Platforms Group, Intel. Hello everybody, and thank you very much for joining us today. Nancy, could you tell us more about Trilogy and its role in the Rural Cloud Initiative?
Absolutely, and thank you for allowing us to participate in the V-Summit. It's very exciting for us. So Intel and Trilogy have partnered as a portion of building the Rural Cloud Initiative, and as you had mentioned, our focus is to spearhead the digital transformation of rural America. Trilogy, as a company, is focused on providing distributed edge cloud capability across 1.5 million square miles of rural America, focusing on both 5G activity as well as the new and innovative activities around precision agriculture and energy. To do that, we realize easily that to accelerate the time to market and the ability to deliver the promise of this tremendous technology, we needed to build an ecosystem of both technology providers as well as carriers, because there are over 2,000 small rural carriers, and thus we created the Rural Cloud Initiative. We launched the program in late June, and at this point you can see that we have an enormous onboarding of partners. There are currently over 30 rural operators that are working with us to be able to build this advanced technology out into their serving territories. And likewise, we've reached out and formed alliances with the likes of Intel, as well as other large companies and smaller technology providers that can help us to build the end-to-end network. The value of this really works across all of our players. So for Trilogy, we know it's an ability for us to create a first mover advantage. We know if we were to wait for the telephone company or the mobile carrier in the rural market who has limited resources to start to deploy this, it would take some time. If we look at our network providers, they don't have the resources to do this, but they certainly have the willingness. And we have long-term relationships and partnerships with them that allow us to be trusted partners and to help them accelerate to market what they can offer to their client base. For our technology partners or our edge innovation partners, this is really helpful to them as well, because now they're not trying to find their way through this mass number of small telephone companies and mobile providers. Likewise, then the infrastructure that their applications would run on is already in place. And for the end user, as you'll see Venky present to you later, a real-time application, they see that this now gives them technology that they would not otherwise be able to deploy out into their markets, as well as massive cost and productivity savings.
Thank you for that, Nancy. It's an incredible initiative. Prakash, how is Intel working with Trilogy on the RCI?
Thank you, Guy. Great question. At Intel, we are quite excited to be working with both Trilogy and the Rural Cloud Initiative to ensure that Trilogy's solution is optimized on Intel's edge computing solutions. We see the edge as quite disparate and diverse and distributed. And they come in all types of shapes and sizes and colors, and so it's quite important to have a very consistent technology baseline, a cloud-native technology baseline that can be used to develop all types of edge locations and edge platforms. This is where Intel's OpenNESS technology comes in, where we have collaborated with Trilogy to ensure that those foundational technologies are made available to be integrated with Trilogy's solution as it gets deployed via the Rural Cloud Initiative. So OpenNESS is a edge computing software toolkit that enables highly optimized and performant edge platforms to be developed. And these edge platforms are capable of deploying network functions and applications on cloud-like environments on the edge, but with cloud-like environments across any type of underlying network infrastructure. So OpenNESS is modular. It can be consumed as a whole or can be consumed as building blocks. And it's built on a microservices-based architecture, which makes it easy to be consumed in solutions such as the Trilogy solution. The OpenNESS building blocks are built on a solid cloud-native foundation with projects like Kubernetes, service mesh, telemetry. It uses frameworks like Helm, like the Kubernetes operator framework, and so on. And the key benefits that OpenNESS offers are quite a few, starting with ensuring that these platforms are optimized for edge KPIs, such as latency, throughput, quality of service, and so on. OpenNESS is a multi-location, multi-access, and multi-cloud platform, and it's delivered with use case specific reference architectures for different types of use cases and locations. And these reference architectures make it easy to consume OpenNESS. And also OpenNESS supports a variety of different industry standards, such as 3GPP and ETSI. And some of the top use cases that we enable with OpenNESS include a 5G containerized cloud-native radio access network, a 5G user plane function, various types of multi-access edge computing or MEC applications that include technologies like AI, media, and vision. So these building blocks are provided to Trilogy as they build out the solution for the Rural Cloud Initiative.
Thank you, Prakash. Venky, could you talk us through the solution architecture and perhaps give us more details on actual use cases?
Sure, yeah. So what Trilogy is doing is building this distributed cloud platform all across rural America in partnership with the operators in rural America. They already have existing assets from their fiber network, cell sites, their central offices, and data centers. And we're leveraging that to build this network. And all of these cloud platforms across all of these telco operators, we are connecting them onto a single network fabric. It's a nationwide virtual private network we call Links. And that really enables us to truly create a single network all across rural America and deliver the applications. And on this platform, then we are able to deliver advanced agriculture solutions, advanced energy solutions, for the communities, for the farmers, growers, and energy production sites across the rural America, and connects us our delivery platform on which we do that. And when we started deploying these platforms all across an operator network, we segmented that into 4 different platforms. The Edge Hub is a platform that we deploy at a regional data center, and that acts as a hub for delivery of data and applications all across that region. The Edge Gate is a data collection platform that's deployed in a central office or an aggregation location, where we then collect data from the IoT devices and connected devices and process this data there. The Edge RAN is a cell site platform for deploying 5G networks, virtual RAN applications, and other network functions that can truly be enabled for a good 5G experience. Our Edge Site platform is a platform for farms and businesses on site to secure the network for delivering applications right at the site itself for low latency applications. I'll walk you through an actual example of a application we did. One of the missions at RCI is to start doing projects, bringing together all these partners in such a way that we can realize what it takes to deploy these advanced agriculture solutions, what it takes to work with partners to make it happen, and also figure out what the business models are and the business cases to allow us to scale this in a much larger fashion. So we deployed an application at Hurst Greenery, that's in Westboro, Missouri, where we deployed a private LTE network. You can see the picture of that LTE network being deployed there. And we also deployed environmental management solutions to monitor temperature, humidity, and the soil moisture, so the operator, the farmer, can have real-time access to that information and also be able to control the heating and vents in real time. This highly helped them to optimize the growth of the plants, manage the costs on the heating of these greenhouses. I'll walk you through how we used OpenNESS for this application deployment. We created a private LTE network at the farm. It enabled the gateways like LoRaWAN gateways that the sensors connected to be able to connect to the network. The private LTE network itself was connected through a backhaul from a partner that provided the backhaul fiber from the farm site to the nearest telco edge, where we deployed the OpenNESS platform. And on this OpenNESS platform, we were able to deploy ClearBlade's IoT data application. And this data application connects through this backhaul network and allowed the farmer to have a dashboard on which the farmer was able to get real-time data on temperature and humidity measurements, was able to control the turn on and turn off the vents and fans to manage the environment in the greenhouse itself. The EPC itself was also deployed on the same platform there and allowed the core to be having direct connectivity back to the radio for management and control operations.
Prakash, what are the benefits for rural carriers looking to introduce these smart agricultural services?
That's an excellent question, Guy. So rural carriers have been servicing, not just subscribers in rural America, but also businesses, enterprises, agricultural establishments, small and medium businesses, and specifically around ag tech and precision agriculture. We're starting to see more adoption of technology in that whole segment. Starting with deployment of sensors to detect moisture, looking at crop utilization and so on. So what the opportunity that we see for rural carriers is that in addition to the basic connectivity service they provide, they can start to layer on new types of services that can be delivered to their existing clients. And hence, enable new types of use cases. Now, the key point there is to deliver those kinds of, use cases, not just for, just for the basic, precision ag and, rural type use cases, you still need a foundational platform. And that is where the Rural Cloud Initiative comes in, with this cloud platform that's being developed, that we're jointly developing with Trilogy and other partners, is that provides that foundation to deliver a number of use cases, starting with agriculture. But then again, that's just a starting point, because once you start to deliver those basic use cases, you can start to extend beyond that towards security, towards content delivery, and so on.
And Nancy, there's real commercial value for regional carriers to get involved here, isn't there? So long as they're offering the right solutions.
Absolutely, absolutely, and that's what we're helping them to accelerate. As technology is moving out to the distributed cloud, as the cloud is starting to move, or what is called edge, likely all of the innovators that are listening to this presentation are either focused on some sort of advanced industrial Internet of Things, building AI or machine learning solutions, and all of those require low latency and real-time decision making. So if I'm the farmer and I'm trying to really have an automated farm, or the farm of the future, I'm not just, phase one is putting together the moisture sensors, the ability to turn fans on and off, and all of that, as we said, it's driving tremendous value for them, economic value. But when they can deploy robots to truly do very sophisticated work, or drones, again, all of that requires a distributed cloud infrastructure, which allows the carrier then to build complete new service models, right? So it's almost like the cell phone model that has moved from being a usage to full-time. People will start to look at applications by the service, right? And so once you deploy the network, once the Rural Cloud Initiative deploys the network out to a serving territory, layering additional applications, as he just said, is really easy and drives tremendous economic value and a change of the life of the rural business and the rural community, because their life will never be the same. It will be automated and modernized and really allow them, quite candidly, to jump the digital divide and be leaders in this space. So very exciting and tremendous opportunity for all of us.
Nancy, what are the next steps then for the RCI, and also how can others participate?
Sure. Thank you. We are constantly recruiting new members to the RCI, both from the technology edge innovation suppliers, as well as continuing to roll this out across rural America. The example that Venky just showed us is happening on the Iowa-Missouri border. And I think it's interesting to know that by building the network out there of edge compute capability, there are 2,300 other farmers that can start to participate with some of these advanced applications. And the farmer themselves, or the owner of the greenhouse, the very large greenhouse, said that just by putting these individual applications in place, they likely will save somewhere around 10% in productivity and or waste reduction, spoilage in plants. So very fantastic. So if we go to the last slide, what we're really saying is that the time is now. The technology has advanced. The networks that we are building together are gaining wide acceptance. And so come join us. We are thrilled to be an Intel partner. We are thrilled to work with them in their OpenNESS platform, just like the rest of you network builders. Please go to the RCI or Rural Cloud Initiative website or the Trilogy website if you're interested in becoming a member. There's an application there. It's free. We know that it's going to take a large ecosystem of providers to be able to deploy across its 1.5 million square miles, and we are looking for good, innovative partners to work with us. So thank you so much for your time, and we appreciate, again, Intel giving us this opportunity to share what we're doing at the Rural Cloud Initiative.
Yes, very worthwhile getting involved. Thank you everyone for taking part in the session today and sharing your views and insights. And don't forget to watch our next sessions in the network at the Edge V Summit. We have a session on accelerating service innovation at the edge with Intel's converged edge reference architecture, and a further one on engaging the edge developer community with OpenNESS for a faster and optimized development cycle. Thank you for watching. Goodbye for now.